Cro Cop.
Oh no!
That Minowa has wanted.
He does a great job. He's hurt bad. Minowa's hurt bad right now. This fight's over. Yeah. Wow.
For nearly a decade, heavyweight fighters didn't just lose to Mirko Cro Cop. They got carried out. Head kicks that sounded like car crashes.
Some blood. Cro Cop.
Knockouts so violent they became the benchmark. The standard by which all other finishing moments got measured.
Cro Cop.
Oh no!
When Mirko was locked in, he wasn't just winning fights. He was ending careers. Ending nights. Ending people's entire relationship with consciousness.
Continue. Here's another one. There's another one. It's over. Okay.
And then one night in Las Vegas, everything he'd built got destroyed in under 5 minutes. By a man nobody saw coming. In a way, nobody saw coming. That moment broke something, and the sport has never fully processed it.
The knee and the ankle are that he could have suffered a serious injury there.
First, understand what Mirko Cro Cop was doing to people before the UFC even knew his name. Kazuyuki Fujita. Tough, durable, practically KO proof. Lasted less than 2 minutes. Left high kick. Lights out. Crowd erupting. Wanderlei Silva, one of the most aggressive and dangerous fighters on the planet, got taken apart and stopped.
Silva's got. Oh no! He got dropped! He got dropped! Oh my gosh. Middle kick. We're already starting to see the redness.
Cro Cop.
Oh no!
Igor Vovchanchin, a man who had beaten everyone in front of him for years, couldn't survive the pressure.
Another left. Some blood. Oh, high kick, and down goes Igor. He is out. Down goes Igor.
Kevin Randleman, the former UFC heavyweight champion, walked into that kick and woke up in a different time zone.
He has it on. You could see that he's going to tap.
Yes, he's got him. He's got him.
It's over.
Hidehiko Yoshida, a legitimate Olympic judo gold medalist, had no answer for what Mirko brought.
Yoshida rocks him with that uppercut. Board behind. Hidehiko Yoshida gets tagged with that left cross again, and now challenging Cro Cop. Oh, and that leg kick from one of the greatest kickers in the sport, Mirko Cro Cop, unable to continue.
Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, Big Nog, one of the greatest heavyweights ever, got outworked and finished in a Grand Prix semifinal.
Kicks him. Good night, and he goes for that one more.
That sent shockwaves through the entire sport.
At the center of the ring.
These weren't tomato cans. These were the best heavyweights alive. And Mirko was walking through them like they owed him money. But that's not even the craziest part. The weapon behind all of it was singular. The left high kick.
That kick absolutely devastating.
Everyone knew it was coming. Coaches game planned for it. Fighters trained specifically to defend it for weeks before facing him. And it still landed. Over and over and over again.
Cro Cop.
Because Mirko didn't just have power. He had timing so precise it was almost unfair. He'd set it up with jabs, with body kicks, with lateral movement, with pure psychological pressure. By the time the left leg came up, the decision had already been made. The opponent just hadn't been told yet. His Pride Grand Prix 2006 run was the crown jewel.
둘 다 사실 인간 최대 라이벌이 아니라 초인 최대 라이벌이라고.
He dismantled Josh Barnett, a crafty, experienced heavyweight grappler with clinical striking.
Oh, Josh is so quick.
And he just got hit.
Oh no. That's it.
Destroyed.
Then he went through Wanderlei in the semifinals.
Vanderlei's right side of his hip.
Cro Cop.
Oh no!
Then Nogueira in the final.
Good night, and he goes for that one more.
3 elite fighters, 1 tournament. 0 rounds going the distance that mattered. That run should have been the beginning of a UFC title reign. Instead, it became the peak before the fall.
Title coming up short against Fedor Emelianenko in one of the best world heavyweight title fights ever.
The UFC acquisition of Pride in 2007 was supposed to be the coronation. Mirko Cro Cop, the most feared striker on earth, finally on the biggest stage. Dana White was practically vibrating with anticipation. Fans were convinced they were about to watch history. And then Gabriel Gonzaga threw a right high kick. This is where it gets ugly. Gonzaga wasn't supposed to be the villain of this story. The kick landed flush. Mirko went down in a way that looked wrong before he even hit the canvas. But what made it genuinely haunting, what made it stick in the sport's memory permanently, was the poetry of it.
Underneath him.
We are beginning to expect the unexpected.
Mirko Cro Cop, the man who built his entire legend on the left high kick, finished by a right high kick. The weapon turned against its master. The sport doesn't write endings like that. It just occasionally produces them.
Very bad angle.
That is not looking good.
What happened next changed everything. Because Mirko didn't just lose that fight. He lost himself in it. The post-Gonzaga version was visibly different. Still dangerous. Still capable of finishing anyone on any given night. But that unshakable, almost arrogant confidence that had defined his Pride run was cracked down the middle. His UFC stint became one of the most painful watch-throughs in heavyweight history. Losses to Cheek Congo, Junior Dos Santos, Frank Mir.
Sometimes too much. Oh! Look at this. Bam! Wow.
Each one carrying the same uncomfortable question. Was Gonzaga the night the switch flipped permanently? Was that the moment Mirko stopped fully trusting the weapon that had made him a legend? Nobody wanted to say it out loud, but everyone was thinking it. And this is where it gets complicated, because Mirko refused to accept the ending the sport had written for him.
It's almost like Mirko turned his head anticipating the punch.
He went back to Europe, back to smaller promotions, back to environments where he could breathe, rebuild, remember, and the finishes started coming again. Mirko stopped Mostafa Al-Turk cold.
In big trouble. He's done. Fight. Look at this. That's it. Over. That's it. Mirko Cro Cop.
He put away Satoshi Ishii with that same ruthless efficiency that had defined his Pride years. Each finish was a message. Don't count me out. Don't write the eulogy yet. The leg still works. His multiple returns to the UFC became their own dramatic saga, each one carrying impossible tension. Is this the old Mirko? Can a man genuinely recapture what he was before the worst night of his career? Sometimes, gloriously, violently, the answer was yes. But the layer of Mirko's story that never gets enough attention is what he was outside the cage. Croatian war veteran, member of an elite anti-terrorism unit, and eventually, simultaneously, a sitting politician in the Croatian parliament, while actively competing in MMA at the highest level. When Mirko said his left kick was for the cemetery and his right kick was for the hospital, it didn't land like trash talk. It landed like a statement of fact from someone who genuinely understood consequences. That combination made him unlike anyone the sport had ever produced. And it added a weight to his fights that went beyond athletic competition. His relationship with pride, with Japanese MMA culture, with the era that built him, that was the great love story of his career. When pride died, something shifted in Mirko's fighting life that never fully corrected. The environment had been constructed perfectly for his style. The slow build, the psychological pressure, the inevitable kick. The UFC was faster, more chaotic, less patient. He was a pride fighter dropped into a UFC world, and that mismatch cost him years of his legacy. The final image of Mirko Cro Cop that the sport should hold isn't the Gonzaga knockout. It's every moment that left leg came up, and someone's night ended instantly. Fujita crumpling, Vovchanchin going stiff. Nogueira backed against the ropes with nowhere to go.
Good night, and he goes for that one.
A crowd in Tokyo losing its mind before the body even hit the canvas. He was never just a fighter. He was a warning. Precise, elegant, and completely final. And the fighters who didn't take it seriously never got a second chance to reconsider.